Hello there everyone, this is I Am Mark III and welcome back to Cliff Empires, where despite having a better handle on things, I have done goofed. Luckily though, because it was a side town that actually took the hit, rather than our central one in Heaven Water, we are in a recoverable state, to put it mildly. However, Split got levelled, and Heaven Water is currently having a power crisis, because I'm an idiot and I forgot to account for the fact that this place is draining power more rapidly than the other two. Speaking of, Split is also about to run short on power too. So let's rebuild. Problem is with rebuilding is it takes matter, and because I know that Heaven Water's got a surplus of spare matter at the moment, I'm considering bringing it in matter here, but well, honestly, we need to jumpstart this place pretty hard. So let's see. We have got max on both. That's fine. We want to at least get things functional. So I'm thinking a temporary wind farm is probably a good approach for getting Heaven Water back on track. Let's do it like that. 4 wind farms, that'll be enough to... That's 160, so that's almost enough power to get Heaven Water fully functional again. Spire, you're doing okay. You're going to send some relief supplies over, but that's all fine. I keep doing this. I get tunnel vision, and then it's like, oh well, and I forget. So I'm also going to turn off the priorities on these. Because quite simply, we need extra priority to get... we need the trade portal up and running to help this place recover. But for now, though, we just need to get these places operational. And please stop stealing the money. We don't have enough of that as it is. Money is such a huge factor.
Construction completed.
There we go, though. We're getting some power back. So that's good.
Completed.
Right. Spire, you are stable. Oh, you only... Oh, you don't have enough people. That's why. Okay, I'll upgrade your residence then. But yeah, people have... Our requirements have rapidly outstripped things. This might have been commented last time, but I actually forgot to set a new research project going. So we've wasted like a day or two on that. But that's okay. What I'm going to do is... I'm thinking... Well, the issue is we don't know how much each one costs. Quite simply. It doesn't tell us how hard something is. I'm guessing like second tier is like harder, but I've seen things in the first tier take an absolute painful amount of time to work on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick and choose and go for what I think we might need, and beyond that go, heck with it. I mean, pipeline is a possible. It would allow water in the warehouses to average between the cliffs connected. So that's one of those bridge links I mentioned. We don't have anything bridged like here, but we do have a power one here, which is power grid. Averages the number of batteries between cliffs connected with bridges. So that would allow stored power from one place to be shared with other places, because the total number of batteries is averaged. But I think right now I'm going to go for a large drone. Large cargo drones. Which opens a slower but also bigger version of the regular drone when we finally manage to sort that out. But it's getting there that's the issue. Now, Split, you are massively in trouble. Quite simply. But there's not much we can do about that, at least right now. Fortunately, I don't think we're going to lose any people from here, though. Just because, you know, let's actually turn off these guys. Stop building those, please. I'd forgotten how many people the defense guns take. That's all paused, though, so that's free. But as far as I know, people don't actually emigrate across the bridge. They just try to find a launch pad to escape on.
Huge construction completed.
So that's at least a benefit, and I'm going to tell you to bring in spare power packs if you've got less than 10. So that should help get this place at least activated again. Heavenly Water, you are doing okay. You still need that the power supply. Let's actually drop you to if you're below 10 as well. And Spire's good. It's just suffering from a lack of people right now because Heavenly Water is overloaded. In fact, let's just turn off the university real quick. Not enough? Let's turn off your gun turrets as well. We don't need them.
Large construction completed.
But that'll allow people to start migrating out to actually get Spire back on track. Plus, it'll reduce the demands on the resources here in Heaven Water as well. Also, I should set this as priority 1 so that if it needs tending to, the drones will do that, since there's a time limit on it. And you see, it just left with a whole bunch of spare batteries. But there we go, we've actually got power flowing. That's great. Let's get us a battery station to start bottling up that precious, precious power. And Heaven Water is back in business. The Spire is also working okay. It is gathering people at the moment. We actually want to leave it with its guns active, I think, just because it'll bleed off people from Heaven Water. And it also means we can see exactly what it's trying to do as well. Let's put a house there.
New citizens arrive.
Just to make sure, but honestly, Spire is the most complete of our places right now. So complete, in fact, I'm going to start selling off excess goods. You are going to make fish. You have uranium. Let's actually do that. Power, you don't have any spare because you're not producing enough, and that's because you've not got enough people. That's okay. So Spire is actually our most successful overall, I think. Now, Split. Split is in trouble. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild the matter mine next, so we get a steady supply of building materials out of it.
Completed.
It's actually 500 versus a 350 structure to build. Is fine, but the upgrade cost is what makes it worth it. I wasn't sure about this before, and it's in buildings that you don't upgrade, it's normally... It's better to... things like gun turrets, it's better to just salvage it and then bring it back in afterwards. You find food and water. Fine, let's rebuild your house next. So normally it is better value just to do this if you've got a more advanced structure. If it's something really cheap than the turrets though, just haul it away, reprocess it, and get it sorted out. And honestly, that is going to be the fate of the farm and the water plant in this case. And the manpower has actually left on the train. Okay, that is good to know. I was not aware of that, but that is good to know. Also, that's backwards. Let's rotate that so it's easy to get at. But yeah, that place would now be operated remotely from Heaven Water. If Heaven Water... Yeah, there we go. 6 people, and we know for a fact they'll be going to Split. So yeah, there we go. We've got a very small amount of people coming in from Heaven Water to operate machinery and stuff.
Medium construction
and that is absolutely fine.
Large construction completed.
Oh, hang on. Spire was having a bit of an unhappiness issue there. What's going on? Medicine. Also, we don't seem to have enough power still, which is doing 20 out of 40. It's just a lack of manpower, isn't it?
Large construction completed.
Manpower, which is something that's also blighting Heaven Water. Okay. Heaven Water, you need more peeps. Flat out. So I'm going to install another house here. The problem is, of course, there is actually a direct correlation between city size and raider strength. So by increasing the population of these cities, we are inviting more powerful attacks. Flat out. There's no way around it. Which is a shame, because as you want your cities to do more stuff, you need more people, and with more people, the danger gets more and more severe. So I think there's not much we can do about a lot of it, in all honesty. Okay, you're sorted. So let's go ahead and process this stuff down into new building material. And that will clean out the rubble in short order, and then Split can get back on track with its own resources. Which I'll put there. groundwater is only half, but it's still decent. Okay, they're going after
Medium
Split this time.
construction completed.
Again. Split, you are not having much luck, are you? Okay, right. On. Keep that one paused. On. At least most of the guns are active. The question is which side they're going to come from. It better not be that side again. Nope, they're coming from over there.
Construction completed.
That's good, actually. There's 2 defensive guns in that
Small
area.
Construction completed.
So here we go. Notice that this attack is about the same size as before. Also notice it's not coming directly on a diagonal. There was a comment on previous videos as well about how they seem to come in from the corners. The truth is they centre on the storage because that's what they're trying to steal at the end of the day. And they actually can come in straight on as well. So they sides, corners. So honestly, the more defensible cliffs are the ones that are more square or circular in shape. But this time though, apart from a single defensive gun, which we'll promptly salvage for spare material, that raid did not actually cost us anything. Though of course there is also another slight issue which I neglected entirely because once again I am going herp derp derp. We are out of uranium in Heavenwater. And because Heavenwater is where the landing pad is, that's going to be an issue. We also don't really want to import it from the other 2 sites either. And there is a good reason for that. The reason is because, quite simply, if we were to do so, then the credits in Heavenwater, or cryptos I should be saying, would wind up in the other 2 cities, and then we couldn't solve the issue in Heavenwater flat out. What I will do though is start doing sales to try and bring that crypto back up. Because quite simply we have no real credits in Heavenwater anymore. Our finances are looking rather bleak. We need extra income and we need things as soon as possible, let's be honest. You guys are still running low on power? No, you are still short on people. Okay. And that's purely because we don't have the uranium in Heavenwater to sort this out. That's why we're building a uranium mine. And that 52% uranium is kind of important for dealing with that. Oh dear.
Trading platform arrived.
On the bright side though, at least Heavenwater
Large
is
construction
actively
completed.
producing batteries as well. So there is that. Oh. And with that uranium mine, we now have an additional problem encroaching in Heavenwater. The maintenance monster has reared its ugly head. Roar, fear me, fear the maintenance monster. Because a real monster it is as well. Let's pop that one there. Because without maintenance, our buildings will start catching fire.
Building is under fire.
Speaking of, our mine just caught fire. Damn it. That is actually really bad. Luckily though, we have got the spare materials to immediately slap up the maintenance, so we should be able to avoid it getting too serious. The drawback is, it is right next to the maintenance centre, which might catch fire as well.
Medium construction.
Come on, get it some water.
New citizens arrived.
Now, please. We do have water left in the city, don't we? Yes, we do. There it goes. And we managed to sort that out. Jeez. Okay. Well, that's just fine and dandy, isn't it? The problem is that we are currently running maintenance cycles, but there's no people in Split because of that entire fiasco that's going on in Heavenwater again. So once again, Heavenwater is slowing us down. I'll also rapidly upgrade that for... I won't rapidly upgrade that because I'm out of money. Of course. Of course. Do we have any spare stuff in Heavenwater that we can flog to the other cities? Let's check, shall we? We could flog water. We've got a water pump in Heavenwater actually, so Heavenwater is doing great for water. And honestly, I think Split would be the one that could use it most, so let's do a one-time sale of 20 water.
New
So that's
citizens arrived.
a very cool 120 crypto coming back. So that's well, it's not cool. That's not very much, but it's going to help. Let's be honest. It is going to help. And we also need to get down some revenue streams. Town squares, I think, are probably our best bet to start out with. We should have done this sooner. They give entertainment, they consume a little bit of power, they need a couple of people. 240 each, though, and they provide a steady tick of 5 crypto. Which is absolutely very little, but the game is actually very, very, very stingy with crypto. And I've just realised I misbuilt the uranium mine. Whoops, oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll put it there. So yeah, this is going to cost a few bits and pieces. Also, you guys are out of power again? Really? Okay, one-time purchase of 20 batteries, please. Now you're also getting in that. I keep forgetting to give you guys power supplies, don't I? Then again, you guys are actually kind of struggling no matter what, so... yeah. We don't want to be importing stuff from orbit, though. That is a very good way to lose money. I will, though, however, turn off the existing emplacements just because that's going to reduce our power consumption a bit. And I should have done it sooner. I should actually do that in Spire too, because now my brain is working. That would be a good idea. I don't know. I'm not efficient with resources, okay? Right. You guys are fine for food, you're fine for water. You're the city which has actually got a decent power supply.
Large construction completed.
You've actually got enough people now, so you've got excess power coming in. Only a small trickle, but you have got it. So I think... how much have you got? You've got... you are Spy, you've got 3,000 odd credits. 46 workplaces. Let's do something here. Let's actually get a bigger money generator running for you guys. 20 kilowatts. We're going to need an extra wind farm here. Sorry, 36 kilowatts rather. Yeah, we're going to need an extra wind farm just to power this place. But it needs 84 people. 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130 out of 132. Yeah, let's get a large office building in place in the Spire. Bit of a costly investment, this. But between that and... you guys only need 4. Oh, we're going to be 2 people short in the Spire. So, whoopsie on that one. But the advantages are actually pretty significant. As in, we are going to get a... we're going to have a nice, decent money generating structure here, which will take up the people. And then, when the defences are needed, we can actually just shut off that single building, and it'll free up a large chunk of population and power to let us run the defences. So that should be a useful compromise, which we're going to try here in the Spire. Which, yes, I'm going to mention it again because I haven't mentioned it in this episode, but these 3 cities need names. I'll be looking at the comments on the last video and this one for suggestions on names, and picking from those for the next part. So just throwing that in there so that you guys are aware of it. But there we go. The city is building up pretty quickly. Some spare trade flying around. Good. Heaven Water. You are one heck of a problem child, but you've got some money now. And notice, by the way, that we've got the slow tick going on from the town squares, which is bringing in some extra financing for us. To the point where, even though we built those 2, and we've had some relatively low value trades come in, we can almost afford to boost the uranium mine. Which is going to help us enormously.
Medium construction completed.
Oh, there we go. Spire's got its main income source. And look at that. Look at the speed on that. It's already several times faster than the town square, and it generates twice as much on top of that in half the space. Though, of course, it's also night time, so it's suddenly slowed down. But that will actually give us a good way to manage population and make sure we've got enough in the Spire to operate the defences. Now, if only we can do something similar with the Split. Split has the money. Split has the matter. Split does not have its food or water supplies because they were demolished. Let's go ahead and well, it has the water, but it doesn't have food back. Now it does. And I think... well, we still need to rebuild that spare gun that was lost. So let's go ahead and do that.
New citizens
But yeah,
arrived.
this seems like a good way to try and balance out population needs and stuff like that. Also, let's upgrade that. So there we go. Extra
Construction
uranium.
completed. Large construction
Heaven Water is all
completed.
happy-dappy with uranium. Though, of course, the
Trading
ecology
platform
is
arrived.
not too happy about the fact we've got that going on, because for some reason the people don't like uranium being used.
New citizens
I can
arrived.
only wonder if it has something to do with the nuclear war that destroyed the planet. I don't know. And also why they got the survivors of the planet attacking us so often. That's probably something to do with it. You guys are okay. You guys are okay. I'm actually considering... let's turn you off. I'm considering... we need that one built. I'm considering adding
Small
more defences because we are actually steadily building. Ironically, Split's the one that's been attacked most, but it's also the one that doesn't need extra defences right now. Ah, there we go. We've got new structure, side walls unlocked. That's the advantage of constant marauders. It is very regular honour points, so it's actually fast to level up if you can put up with the risk. They are going for Spire. Just as well we installed that stuff, so we should have enough people to operate the guns if we shut down our office and bring the defensives online. Yeah, we got that and people to spare. Excellent. So defensive guns are online. Where's the attack coming from? This is, after all, it's actually almost as big as Heaven Water. Oh, they're passing by Heaven Water. Turn on those side guns, Heaven Water. Help us out a little bit, please. Oh, this is new. I haven't actually saw this before, but I thought they wouldn't actually attack Heaven Water. But they have. They are casually bombarding Heaven Water as they cruise past.
Citizens arrived.
That is actually kind of bad. Also, we can't afford to rebuild that massive line. Okay. So, I'm a little bit confused there now.
Trading
I was under the impression that they didn't do that. They only attack the city they go after, but it seems like they do fire on things on the way in, at least. However, since we saw this going on in the previous set of videos, on the way out they probably won't. They'll just go ahead and... yeah, we need more defences on a population 100 odd city. Because that is actually getting dangerously close, though we do have enough defensive guns to deal with it. That said though, 2 defensive guns on the side was not enough to sort things out. We also got the extra damage to Heaven Water, which needs fixing. Anyway, enough of that. Split, you are going to get a large office up and running. So that'll give us some financing. And it'll also give you a place to send people to work. I'll also boost your residence because you'll need more space for peoples. And you should be good with that. Apart from the fact I never gave you power supply. Whoops. Well, you're bad for power supply flat out. So, okay, let's see. When we get the large office, Split is going to need 100, just over, in terms of power. However, Split is better with solar than with wind, so we're going to go with the solar route. Solar takes more space, but it needs less people. It generates 72 base. However, that is, of course, only during the day, so halve that to get 36. And then, because of the inefficiency of the place, we need to halve that again. Yeah. So we're looking at like 18 to 20 power per solar. So we need, I think 6 solars should do us good here. 6 solars. Let's go ahead and install there. There, 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 and there. And of course, because it's solar, we also need a battery station to actually get, you know, the power in a useful form. So that'll do. Six solar panels plus a battery charger, plus a large office, and that should see Split hit fully developed status. Heaven Water can turn off those side guns again, though it needs the funding to rebuild that matter mine that it lost. If you get above 50 uranium, please sell that as well, please. Thank you. Right. We do have spare goods. I think we're at the stage where we need more drones, so that is definitely going to be what's going to happen very shortly. And what's going to turn off these guys, because things are slowing down now due to lack of drones. Quite simply. So we need to deal with that. We also need the extra defense, of course, as well. But I think right now what's hurting us most is just like slower transportation. And Spire is very steadily ticking back up on its resources, and it's already cleaned out the debris. So let's get in a pair of turrets, like so. This also seems to be having a few power issues. Then again, it's actually short on people as well, so that's still something this place needs fixed. I'm concerned with how much we can do with the size of the cities available, quite honestly. Blooming Heaven Water.
Large construction completed.
Heaven Water is actually struggling quite a bit in terms of attracting more people. Its attractiveness is low because its ecology is going down the tubes. It's actually got very little in terms of vitamins and stuff. So I think our next important project is, apart from reinforcing Spire and Heaven Water, since they need extra defences, we need to get this place more attractive to people, because this is where all of the colonists come through. So it's actually controlling our universal population. Our growth rate is determined by how good Heaven Water is. Entirely determined by that. Okay. Heaven Water, you are unhappy. You have tons of matter though, because you produce so darn much. You've got tons of water because you make so darn much of that. You're actually breaking even on your food. However, you don't have the extra stuff for citizen welfare and happiness. So let's start doing some things. First off though, is what I mentioned, and I think that's going to be getting a better drone supply in order. So for this we need the airport, and we're going to put the airport... It's going to be risky, but it's got to be on the outer edges a bit. Actually, let's tuck it here in this corner. Since if things come into head on, they actually pass by Split. So that'll be extra defense that way. So got that. And of course to run that we need the 3D printer, which I'm going to pop, I think here. Now, these will consume matter, of course, but hey, matter is what Heaven Water does. Quite simply. Heaven Water has got no problems with its matter supply at all. It's money that Heaven Water struggles with. But we can make drones, and we can reinforce the other cities by selling them drones. So that's actually a good reason to do it. Plus drones need fair matter reserves to build anyway. So that's all fine. And with that going on, I'm afraid we are about at the end of this particular part. One thing I can do though is actually put down a port as well, which if I recall I can place quite happily here without interfering too much with the maximum fishing of this little pond. And that'll help get us some vitamin balance going on, though ecology is the main problem with Heaven Water at the moment. Oh dear. Wait, are you guys short on something? No, it's just the drones. No, you're short on power packs. I will say, if you're short, buy power packs from Heaven Water as well. Heaven Water's power issues are going to be resolved pretty soon. And we would prefer to have that money. If you're below 5, buy it from the trade portal. Let's say that. If you get below 5, buy it from the trade portal. If you're below 10, buy it from Heaven Water. Because Heaven Water needs the money more than the orbital people
Large
do.
construction completed.
Admittedly, it's going to be... it means I'm keeping money down here rather than sending it off into orbit, so that's good. But yeah, call it there. It was about time I was getting ready to go to work. This has been I Am Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. And, oh, Split just ran out of money. Rather hard. Don't know why. Oh, it's because it's built so many solars. Split's in trouble.
Small construction
It might need a
completed.
bailout loan, but no one else is really in a position to do
Small
anything about it.
construction completed.
Oh well. Split, I'll sort you out as soon as I can, guys, okay? But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all some other time.
Construction completed.
Yes, indeed. See you all later. While I ponder how well our cities are going to hold up. It is something of a conundrum, must admit.